Hello and welcome to Brickwork Ratings podcast series. Today we have a very special guest with us, Mr. Shekhar Gaikwad, Commissioner Sugar, Government of Maharashtra. We'll be having a lot of insights on the sector, how government policies are doing, and how is it helping the sugar millers, farmers, how is the production consumption, and a lot more. Let's give a brief welcome to Sir, and before we start the session, so that we can know a lot of insights from him. So, a very warm welcome to the session.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
Namaste. Sir, we'll start the session with understanding how is the sector doing specifically, what is the impact of the pandemic on the sugar sector, and how do you see the post-pandemic scenario?
At the very outset, I will tell you that as far as Maharashtra is concerned, we hardly have any impact of pandemic on sugar season. We got enough manpower for harvesting this season as compared to any other sugar season. In fact, last year around 47 of 200 mills were closed for want of sugar cane. But this year we have full capacity. All 187 mills went for crushing, and till date we have almost reached 800 lakh tons of sugarcane crushing.
Sir, this brings me to the question: how do you see the demand? Especially in the domestic and the export market. Do you think exports are viable for India at this levels?
Right now, with the export subsidy of 600 being announced, now recently because of the rising international prices, sugar export has become definitely viable. The only slight hitch seems to be the availability of the containers and shipments, for exporting. Otherwise, most of the contracts, as per agreements, have taken place for export. And after the scheme was announced, within a very short period of 40 days, most of the wheel mills have contracted for export. The only hitch is about getting the logistical issues cleared. Otherwise, I think we can achieve the target of 60 million tons as is put up by the GOI.
Great. So, since you mentioned about the logistics issue, would like to understand, are there any other issues which the sugar millers are facing right now, which is probably, impacting their growth in this scenario?
The first issue seems to be the storage issue. Huge pile of stocks are stacked within the godowns and outside the godowns, and before rainy season comes they want to clear the stocks. Now most of the mills have also gone in for agreements for export. Even third party exports have taken place, but they are yet to clear off the actual stock from the premises, so that they are in a safe condition before they could face monsoon season. So the real issue is right now, I think for next 40 days, most of the ships are being booked by various exporters of various commodities. And therefore sugar factories are slightly feeling the heat of availability of containers as well as shipments.
Okay. So I think logistics and the transport is the biggest issue which the sugar millers are facing at this moment. Sir, any suggestions or any measures that you would suggest to improve the current situation or the financials of the sugar millers, or maybe that can help, for them to clear their dues to the sugar farmers?
This year, one more good thing has happened, and that is diversion of sugar juice or B-heavy molasses towards ethanol production. Last year, we in Maharashtra produced 18 crore liters of ethanol. This year, we will reach up to 110 crore liters. So it's like more than 5 times jump over last year's production. And next 5 years down the line, we might reach up to 500 crores of ethanol production, which ultimately means for the current year it is diversion of 10 lakh quintals of sugar towards ethanol. Next year it would be 20 lakh quintals of sugar. So gradually, I think we are going in Brazil way, so that ultimately the choice is with the sugar mills to either go selectively for ethanol production or sugar production.
Great, sir. Since you mentioned about the ethanol, so do you think the government policies for ethanol blending will help the sugar millers, or you think there is a lot more to be done which can be, taken care in this place?
I think government initiative has helped a great deal in diversion of sugar towards ethanol. The only problem seems to be lot of capital investment is required for establishing the distilleries, and a period of 1 year for even getting a incinerator boiler manufactured takes around 14 months. So that period, is like a gestation period before you can produce ethanol in a distillery. So huge projects are in pipeline. This year, last 6 months alone, I have sanctioned around 24 distillery projects in the state for the cooperatives, apart from the private sector. So next year, I think the established capacity of ethanol producing distilleries might go from 300 KL to 600 KL in 1 year. That's the jump. But slowly we need to continuously support this activity, and therefore government of India has rightly given a 5-year program for ethanol diversion, and I think this is the right step by government of India.
Sir, since you mentioned about that, you see the production going up and the activity is going in a very nice format. So, how do you see the roadmap for the sugar sector, maybe 1 year or 2 years down the line, since we already understood that sugar industry is having a gestation period of 5 years. So, how do you see this growth path for the sector?
I can see two major things happening. As far as geographical location of the sugar producing states is concerned, earlier Maharashtra sugar used to go to northeastern states and Bihar and Jammu Kashmir, etc. Now this is no more happening. It is sheerly because of the transport cost and the cost of the petroleum prices that it has almost become impossible for the Maharashtra or Karnataka mills to take sugar up to eastern states. Now, so there is a clear divide that UP mills will cater to domestic demand, and on the other hand, mills like Karnataka and Maharashtra, who are very close to ports like Mumbai or Ahmedabad port, where they can export sugar, they have an advantage. So within the country itself, the polarization is happening, and this will, in the long run, help the sugar industry. Similarly, what I see is within Maharashtra, the western region of Maharashtra, which is quite nearer to ports, they have an advantage in transport, in saving transporting costs towards shipments, whereas the mills in Marathwada and Vidarbha, which are far from Mumbai port, they can go for diversion of ethanol. So it's a win-win situation. I think a right perspective is what is needed among the sugar millers.
So, since you mentioned about the roadmap, it brings me to the question: how do you see the production? How do you see consumption? And how do you see the exports for SS 2020-2021?
Recently, you must have read the figures of consumption. Household consumption has definitely gone down, and especially in pandemic, what has greatly affected is this home consumption. Like earlier, till 2016, we used to consume around 20 kg of sugar per capita per annum. That is per year. Everyone used to consume around 20 kg of sugar. Now it has come down to 15 kg. So it's a reduction of 5 kg per capita, and it is resulting into lot of saving of sugar within the country. So it is high time the millers must think about sugar production or ethanol production, and they must diversify. Once this happens, though the process has started, it will take another 2 years, so that sugar demand also goes up once you substantially divert your sugar towards ethanol. And then after probably 3 years down the line, we will be in a position like Brazil, to take a decision looking to international prices of sugar as well as ethanol or liquor or spirit or whatever, and take wise decisions so that ultimately farmers are benefited.
Great. Sir, it was lovely to hear a lot of insights from you. would thank you on behalf of Brickwork Ratings and myself. Plus, we'll look forward to have more insights from you on the sector, how the sector is doing. Probably in next 3 months, we can again connect to you because we got a lot of insights, a lot of knowledge is being passed on to us when we hear the real experience which you see through how policies are formed and how things are happening. So it is really nice to hear out from you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Ria. Thank you. Thank you so much.